Hey, how y'all doing on today? This is Friday. Jesus died on today, and he rose on Sunday. And that's just how we celebrate it. Some people want to be politically correct to you people. I always say to you people. But, yeah, it's huge. And, my job, they know I take anything dealing with God extremely serious. Like, everybody know this. Like for Jesus' birthday, December, I might take the whole month of December off just for Jesus' birthday. I'm like, look, it's Jesus' birthday. I'm taking the whole month off. So everybody's fully aware. So even with Easter, I was like, look, it's Easter. I was like, Jesus and died. I said, I'll be back to work on Monday. Because I was debating, should I take out Monday too? So they know. Like, I don't even take off like for my birthday. Like, I won't even take off like stuff going on. I don't even take off. But anything dealing with God, anything dealing with Jesus, I would take off like I go into full celebration mode. Like I'm go over the top with it. So yeah, so Easter, I was debating. I was like, should I take out Monday too? But then I just told my job, I said, look, I'll be back Monday. I will be back Monday. But that even was in the air. So, everybody know. All my managers, they already know anything dealing with God. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah. So, yeah, this is a huge weekend, y'all. Easter. Easter is huge. So, I'm just smile talking. I have had a lot of deep visions. It's some stuff I text myself. I don't even remember the vision. I remember I had to text myself this though. I haven't even went back and read this vision to see what was going on in it, but I go back and read it because it's in my text message. I just text parts of this dream. It was somewhere going on. I just text parts of it, and it's an increase in vision because this is huge right now. So I've been having an increase in dreams. So I text that to myself. I even dreamed about something dealing with the Star of Bell, and then I dreamed about something dealing with the Star of David. I dreamed something dealing with this, because, I had spoke on the David video, and then I went to sleep, and then I seen something dealing with the star, and I have to do research on that. So that's on my to-do list. Okay. I've been speaking on Elijah, and I've been speaking on Moses, and I said, I don't know what it is about those two people. I said, it's something about them two prophets. And I had went to my daughter, but then I looked at a video on Joseph Z, and he break down them two prophets. So I was like, look, y'all, it's something about Moses, it's something about it's something about Moses, it's something about Elijah out here. I said, it's something about them two prophets. And then I was shocked because Joseph Z had the answer. I'm like, it's something about them. And I told you my daddy said he's in alignment with how Moses' prophecy worked. And I told you God said what was in my daddy was in me. So I'm in alignment with how Moses' prophecies work. And so now it clicking, y'all. I'm like, dang, 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 dang. I figured it out. Dang, the birds. They as soon as I pop up outside, they right there, right there. Let me stop. I'm trying to stay focused. So God said they're gonna answer. I'm like, it's a relation, because before my dad died, he even was speaking on Moses and time. He was talking about time. And me, I always be like, I'm outside of time. Like, you hear me talk about my prophecy, I'm like, look, y'all, I'm outside of time. I'm able to do this. I'm interdimensional. Like, when I see stuff, I try to hear your come back, try to send the one. Like I was telling y'all that you look at all my videos, and I even was explaining Moses in time. I said something huge about him, and I said it's time, because my dad was talking about Moses in time. So I looked at Joseph D video. I posted it. I might post it. I haven't had a chance to listen to the whole thing, because I was just like, this the answer right here. He had the answer. So I'm gonna post his video, y'all. And he talking about two prophets, Moses and Elijah. And I've been speaking on two prophets, Moses and Elijah. I'm like, it's something about these two right here. So I'm just smile talking, y'all. But the alignment of my daddy, Moses, and me is like how we operate, how we can go outside of time and stuff like that. So he and Joseph Z explained this. So he said that's the reason why Moses was able to write the first 5 books of the Bible, is because he was able to travel to the beginning of creation, and he was able to write these books, right? So Joseph Z is explaining how Moses was able to do all this. And so, like, this bell started ringing, dang, another bell, dang, 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 dang. When my daddy was alive, y'all, I kid y'all not. When my dad was alive, I went all the way back to when my dad was in his mama womb. when my grandmama Dot, that was her name. When Dot, who was carrying my daddy, which is her son, I went all the way back to the beginning of the birth of my daddy. So I'm sitting here, y'all. I kid you not. I went when my daddy was alive. I was asleep. I woke up. I said, "Look, I had a dream about you while you still was in your mama womb." And I had told him all this stuff that had happened, that was going on during the time when he was in his mama womb, y'all. I went all the way back. I synced all this. I'm sitting here watching everything while he ain't even alive yet. Like, he's still in her stomach. I'm watching all this go on. So when I tell my daddy what I saw, he was like, he was looking shocked. I don't know why he was shocked, because he got the same gift, but he was looking shocked. And he was like, yeah, because I think when my dad was born, I think he weighed like 13 pounds. I think he either weighed 10 pounds or 13 pounds, which was very odd back then to weigh that much. But my daddy weighed like either 10 pounds when he was born, or he either weighed 13 pounds when he was born. But it was a lot of stuff that was going on during that time too. So I was telling him very specific stuff that don't nobody know. And my daddy was like, yeah, this happened, that I guess later on when he was born, these stories were told to him. And I'm looking like, look, I'm looking at you, and I'm seeing all this going on. Like, I'm looking, that's how I was with him. But it was very specific stuff that don't nobody know. It's no way I could have knew this. Like, it's no way possible I could have knew this. But I went all the way back, y'all, and God showed me my daddy while he was still inside my grandmama, which is his mama's stomach. I'm looking at him as an embryo in his mama's stomach, and there was some stuff going on with the pregnancy. Like, I'm looking at this, so I'm telling him very specific stuff. Cause like, man, I dreamed about you, and I said, and you was in your mama womb, and this was going, like, I was telling him all kind of stuff that was going on that he said was told to him was going on. So I was like, oh, okay, I see now. Ding, dang, 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 dang. God be taking me all the way back, y'all. I go all the way back. So when he was speaking on Moses and how Moses kind of was able to, I call it bend time, but I be like, you really outside of time. Some people might be like bend time a little bit, but it's outside of time. God took him back to the beginning of creation, and that's how he was able to write the creation. And so when I think that, God was explaining to me, you remember I took you back to see your daddy while he still was a baby in his mama womb? Yeah, I told my daddy that. Then I said, at a certain point when I was a kid, like I said, I was gaslight. You ain't see this. You ain't see that. You ain't see this. Because back then, if somebody would have known that you were seeing a skeleton just walking around, they would have been like, look, she's a mental patient. Put her in the hospital. So my daddy used to be like, you ain't see that. So that people wouldn't try to just say, okay, something wrong with this person. Because the spiritual realm was just wide open. When I say wide open, like, it was just like, boom, like everything. Right now, I'd rather be asleep to see some of this stuff. Now, if God show me now, then cool. But I tell God all the time, I don't care what I see when I'm asleep. I done seen Baal, that demon, Baal, that people worship. I done seen him come for people. Like, when they say, He coming to collect what's his. I done seen him coming to collect what's his. And these people not no good place. But I'm going to let y'all think that, okay, you resting in heaven to you people. I'm going to let you think that, but I done seen Baal personally come and snatch up people. I done seen him personally come and snatch these people up. But guess what? I don't want to see Baal while I'm walking around all around. I don't want to see Baal while I'm in the flesh. But if I'm in the spirit, I'm looking at him. I done seen him on different occasions. And when they say, give Caesar what's his, that's how it be. Like when it be like, come the time to snatch that soul, that you done sold your soul, now it's time to snatch your soul, and they coming to collect. Like in this vision right here, when this person was dying, it seemed like the way Baal was in this vision that God showed me, it seemed like he was a soul collector. Like he was coming to collect the soul. He was coming to snatch that, like, let me take what's mine and go. And that's how it was. So, I don't speak too much on that, but when he was breaking down this Moses and time, and I kept saying, it's something about Moses and time. I said, my daddy told me this. And then he was talking about how Moses, God allowed him to travel all the way back. But then he said also, it's something else that's unique and special about Moses and how he was able to and how his prophecy worked. And not only dealing with the past. So that's why I was saying, like, with me. So yeah. So I'm like, dang, I got the answer, God. Thank you for the answer. Because I knew some kind of connection. I'm knowing this. But what struck me was when I told my daddy about seeing him in his mama's stomach. Like, I seen the whole thing. Like, I'm right there watching. And I'm watching him, like, I'm literally, like, watching him inside the stomach. I can't even describe, but he was, like, right there in his mama's stomach. And I told him, like, look, I had a vision about you. I said, I went all the way back to when you was in your mama's womb. And the stuff I was telling him, he said that's exactly what was going on during that time. Because he even was telling me other stuff like, yeah, and this did this and then that. So he even was like in agreement with everything I was saying. And it's no way I could have knew this. Like, it's no way that I could have knew this. Because of my age. Because I wasn't even born yet. But God took me all the way back to see my daddy. And I told him all the stuff that was going on during that time with what God allowed me to see. And what God allowed me to see, though. So he allowed me to do, like, go, I told you something, interdimensional, outside of time. I be telling y'all this. That's how it was with Moses. Outside of time, something with the timing. And me, it's the same way. That's why a lot of time when I be speaking with these revelations, with these visions, with these dreams, I'm like, time ain't caught up. Because when I look at time, because I'm outside of time, I speak about time as if it's a person. And a lot of times when I speak about time, because I'm prophetic, me and time work together. Sometimes time can work for my good, but then sometimes time can work against what I'm speaking. But me and time, because I do prophecy, we work together. Because everything is a time. Like, the time it got to catch up with what I'm telling you. So when I say an earthquake gonna hit Memphis, time ain't caught up with what I'm telling y'all. Time behind me right now. I'm outside of time. I done got a sneak peek, y'all, of the future. I'm looking, I'm telling y'all, it's gonna be an earthquake. It's gonna hit Memphis. That time catch up with everything I'm telling you. I'm trying to beat time to tell you this. If I could beat time and tell you, and you ever change your heart, if you could do what I'm telling you to do, or you repent before what go on, 9 times out of 10, what I think won't happen. But with the warnings I send, I'm racing against time to get the word out, because time working against me. I'm trying to send a heads up before time catch up. And once time catch up, that's when the manifestation of what's going on is going to happen. And it's nothing you could do once time is in this equation. While time is not in this equation, you got opportunity for change. You got opportunity to prepare. You got opportunity to do what you need to do. But once time is factored into the equation, everything is locked. It's locked. So me, it's like I'm racing against time out here with everything going on, y'all. So that's how it works. That's how my prophecy works. That's how it works. So, but I was just like listening to him when he was talking about how he went all the way back to the beginning of creation. God allowed him to go back through time to the beginning of creation. That's why he was able to write the first 5 books of the Bible. My dad always spoke on time and Moses and God, and he always said his ability was the same alignment as Moses. And one day my daughter had opened Revelations, and I asked her, I said, look, I asked her about Moses, and then God, he never straightforward told me. He just said whatever was in your daddy was in you. And so I started thinking back, and I was like, well, my daddy mentioned Moses. I know he mentioned Moses. Like, I don't know nothing about nothing else, because everything was so secretive. But he did happen to mention Moses before he died. And so when he mentioned Moses before he died, that prophet stuck with me, because I'm like, okay, he said something about Moses. He said something about how his gift actually operates the same way Moses. And then God came and said, whatever in me is in Moses. So my gift operating the same exact way, which got a lot to do with the being outside of time. That's why Moses was able to go to the beginning of time to write all of what he wrote. Because God, y'all, it's so many birds just flew in this yard. There wasn't no birds in this yard at first. I'm finna see if I can get a video of them. It's so many. And then I'm trying to grow my grass. I got little grass seeds everywhere. Let me see. Wow, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's so many birds right now. I ain't finna do it. But it's when I say it's a lot of birds in my yard, it is so many birds right now. I'm tilted. Cause they a distraction. Like, where did y'all come from? Let me stop. Okay, y'all. So yeah. So I'm like, okay. I already knew it was the time, but I didn't know how Moses was operating. I was like, it's something about Moses. It's something about what he used to do. And you can go all the way back to years ago. I was speaking this. Every time I bring up Moses, you're going to hear me say something about my daddy. You're going to hear me say something about time. You're going to hear me say something about all those things. But then I remember God said, I took you back to see your daddy while he still was in the womb. So I'm telling my daddy stuff. And my dad was like, yeah, this happened when my mama was pregnant. That happened when Dot was pregnant, you know, and he would just tell me all this stuff. But he still looking like, how you know? And I was like, I just had a dream. I seen you. I seen my dad before he was birthed to the earth. I'm looking at him. So, yeah. So I think I don't know if he was shocked or not, but yeah, I do understand why, you know, in a way he used to be like, you ain't see that. Because you go tell the wrong person you ain't see that, you're going to be stuck in they're going to put you they're going to put you in, they're going to say you mental. And you seeing everything. So he had to try to shut us down just to be able to try to blend in and fit in what was going on. But the supernatural was so real, it's like, it's no way you could deny this. Like, it's no way you could deny everything that's going on. Like, it was like, woo! And then, you know what? Like, even with my siblings, it got to the point where we just said, can they hurt us? Like, have anybody got hurt by anything going on? And then we just realized that, you know, okay, they around, but ain't nobody got hurt. So we just started, like, it got to a point where you just ignore what you heard. Because fear only lasts so long. So you get to dealing with doors shut, and you might scream or look or respond the first few times the door shut. But the door shut 10 times, at a certain point, you're going to just be flicking the TV like, okay. And the spirits, whatever it was, might be trying to just get a reaction out of you. But we so numb. We so desensitized now. We done had so much supernatural stuff go on, y'all. It's so much. We so desensitized. Like, and then it got to the point where we just started, like, logically, like, dog, did we ever get hurt? Okay, well, shoot. Okay, well, we just gonna keep moving along like we do. And my sister was speaking on it. Oh, it's so many birds, y'all. I don't even know where they all came from. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's more and more birds are dropping. Like, I'm like, what y'all eating? I have no clue. Okay, y'all. So, it's the Moses. And it's how he traveled. And like, even like, God showed me his birth. God showed me his death. Like, every time I see my dad, he was already dead. He been dead. I still, like, interact. I never said nothing to him. But God had already shown me he was dead. God been showing me he was going to take him. But I never told him he the Walking Dead. I never said that, but he probably knew too, because he said he like, it's, when God get him opportunity to go, he leaving. And that's what he said. He said just like that. And so in the visions I would have with my daddy, he was in a realm that he not supposed to be in. You know, I tell you that this is a realm where only the dead reside. And it's like a resting place. People might call it paradise, but it's like a resting place. And it's not a resting place for people that's going to hell. It's like a resting place for people that's going to heaven. It's like they in a resting place. And so I would see my dad in this place. He not supposed to be there. And look, the only person living that supposed to be in this place is me. I got all knowledge. So this place, when I'm looking around, I see all these people in this waiting place, and they like visitors, like especially like God be like, okay, this person got clearance to come, like they get excited. But in this resting place, and God resides in this place, wherever resting place this is, God himself be in this place with these people. So I see my daddy on the other side, and I'm like, I already knew what it meant. And then eventually time caught up with what I had seen dealing with him, and he just died. But God had been showing me he was already dead, basically. And time just never caught up with what I had already been, with what had been shown to me. But I never really revealed that while he was living. Like, yeah, I seen you. I did tell him a little stuff of God would come to me about my daddy. And so God come to me about you. Like I said in my other video, that means you running from what he telling you. So now he finna send me. So he just send me to speak, to go up against my daddy. I'm like, I had a dream about you. That's how it's gonna start out. I had a dream about you. Like, yeah, I had a dream about you. And then my dad was like, but what it mean? Because God coded the message. God coded the message, so I wouldn't know what it meant. But everything that I spoke was symbolic, and it was meant for him to be able to know what everything means. And when I say everybody got their own language, it's like, for instance, and God speak to you in your language. I feel like we all got our own language, and God speak to us in our language. And when I say that, I mean, like, you might be a person that like cars. So God might have a vision about you and cars. And you might have like this whatever Ferrari, like you might be like in this high-end car. You know, everything gonna be revolved around cars. And you might have a vision of you, and you might be in this, like, your car might break down on the highway, so to speak, while you trying to get to where you're trying to go. But it's dealing with cars. The language is gonna be dealing with cars, because you know cars. So everything gonna deal with cars when speaking to you. And I don't know about cars. So you might ask me, well, what that mean? Well, I don't know. What do cars mean to you? Like, that'd be the first thing I ask people. So what do this mean to you? Because once I figure out what it means to you, maybe I can help you translate it. But this message is coded. God don't even want me to know what it is. Because I don't know what the symbolism of it means, what it means to you personally. So certain objects have personal meaning to you, and God will use those personal objects to talk to you, and only you know the meaning of those objects. You know, for example, you might see a red flower. Well, you hate red flowers, but in this video you see a bouquet of red flowers on the table. So that's a coded message. I wouldn't know what those red flowers mean, because they don't have no significant meaning to me, but it has an intimate meaning to you. So when you see a bouquet of red flowers and you hate red, like you just hate the color red out of all colors, and you see a bouquet of flowers in the vision, you can translate that dream. So a lot of time with his prophets, God do try to protect the privacy to a degree. When he dealing with his prophets and they got to deliver a word, just know God ain't putting all your business on blast like that. Like, he do try to have a sense of privacy when dealing with you. So even the prophets may not know what's going on with you, even though they deep into what you got going on. They still may not know what's going on with you. Yeah, y'all. I'm not sick. It's just like yesterday when I woke up, y'all. I don't know what was going on, but when I woke up, I don't think it was no out of body experience. But when I woke up, it felt like, you know how how you underwater and you come up for water for air. That's how it felt. So it's like I'm asleep. When I wake up, it seems like I'm coming up from underwater. So I'm like I had to catch my breath, and I've been coughing ever since. So my throat and stuff is just like that's how I feel. Feel like I just came up from underwater. And so that's how I woke up. And so I just could not stop coughing. I just been having this cough. But it's like the cough from like when you underwater and you come up and you go, that's how it was, just like this. So that's how I've been coughing. And I'm like, what happened yesterday? Like, what happened? Because, I just been coughing, like my throat, like even now feel like how you would feel, like if you came from underwater or something. And that first breath you take, that's what it feel like. Yeah. Now, I don't know if God, certain experiences, I don't know what go on. God had that part from me. Some people who do have out-of-body experiences, God allow them to look at their body. Like they might be like, yeah, I came out of my body and I'm looking at myself. God allowed them to look at their body. God told my daughter he would never let me look at my body. So in my visions, and I call them visions, I don't know if it's out of body experience or not, because God had that from me. But in my visions, he would not allow me to look at my body. Because God told my daughter that I would go into a state of shock if I saw my body. So if I do have an out-of-body experience, even though some people, when they have out-of-body experience, they be like, ooh, I look. And I'm looking at myself and I'm looking at God saying I would never have that experience where I'm actually looking at my body physically. So I don't even know if it's an out-of-body experience or a vision or a dream or whatever people want to call it. To you politically correct people. Oh, you got to have vision, then vision separated from a dream, then a dream, like to you politically correct people. Vision, dream, out-of-body experience, whatever. So, I don't even know. Because God said he going to hide that from me anyway. So, in my dream, in my world, I'm just dreaming, y'all. All these is just visions. Some of these might really do be out-of-body experiences. But, it's all a vision to me. So that's how I just receive it. It's a vision. It might not even be a vision, but I receive all of what going on is vision and dreams. It might be a little bit more in the mix. Cause my daughter would ask me, "Well, did this ever happen to you? Well, did that?" And I was like, "Well, I don't know." Well, and then she's like, "Well, God said you ain't gonna never see your body because you're gonna go into a state of shock." So I don't know. But yesterday was super weird. That's why I'm like, huh? Yeah. So my voice is kind of raspy from it. Like, it's just raspy. Yeah. So, y'all, I was just talking about Moses and how he outside of time, and how he traveled to the beginning of time, which Joseph Z gave this revelation because I didn't know. I knew it was a connection. And I was speaking on little pieces, but it was never just told and broken down. But Joseph Z break down everything I've been saying. I've been speaking on Moses and Elijah. He been speaking on Moses and Elijah. I said, them two prophets. I said, my spiritual radar just go off. Yeah. I said, going off now with them two prophets. So that's good to know, y'all. Because when you know what you walking with and you know like the strength of what you got and what you dealing with, like you ain't walking blind out here. Yeah. So now it's coming together, y'all. It's coming together for me. I'm like, okay, this is what it is. This is what it is. Okay, y'all, before I leave on this Good Friday, I'm just speaking. I spoke this in other videos. And really, some of these videos, I'll be just repeating myself vaguely. Because people will swear up and down, you ain't say what you say. Gaslight, lies on top of lies. But I do these videos as proof that it's already been spoken. Everything I'm saying already been spoken. But I'm going to speak it again just in case you forget. Okay. I say all that, y'all. Because God, where I probably going with this? Where I probably going with this? Yeah, okay. He just told me. Okay, like way back in one of my videos, I told y'all my daddy supposed to write a book. I told y'all my daddy was supposed to write a book, but my mama refused to, like work with him with getting his book together. Like she just refused. She just refused. And so I ain't gonna get into too much detail with it because that's her and God. What her disobedience for not helping to get this book together, that's something her and God, she gonna have to answer to God for that. I'm staying out of it, so I'm not gonna speak on it. That ain't me. See, I told y'all some certain stuff you be trying to throw on me, that ain't me. That's her and God. She chose not to write the book. The book's supposed to be written, this certain book, it wasn't written. That's her and God. I'm out of it. So my dad always talk about writing his book. And my mama was the stumbling block, blocking him from writing the book. So that's her and God, though. I don't got nothing to do with it. So I was talking to my daughter, and I was talking to her about my dad. I was like, my dad probably been writing his book, blah 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 blah. Look, blah, blah. Let me get it together. Blah 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 blah, blah 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 blah. So I'm talking to my daughter about my dad, and before he died, he was talking about this book. And so my daughter, she called me, she said, you gonna write the book that your daddy supposed to wrote. You gonna write the book that your daddy supposed to have wrote. So I'm like this, like, huh? She said, you gonna write the book. Like, he supposed to wrote the book, but God saying you gonna be the one to write your daddy book. So it made me go back to Moses and how he wrote the books at the beginning of time. Like, he was able to travel to the beginning of time to write these books. So now my daughter is telling me that the book that was assigned to my daddy, God has actually assigned it to me now. So I'm supposed to write this book. I had a vision. I told y'all a while back. Jesus always give an announcement to me. Now other people, he might pop up, but to me, he has always announced when he's coming. Jesus has always announced in my vision whenever he gonna come and visit me. He has never come to me unannounced. And so, me and him, he came to me, and we had a visitation. And so at the end of this second visitation, he said, I want you to just write what you see. And he said it just like that. He said, I'm gonna come visit you. This is what he said at the end of this encounter that we're having. So we got this encounter going on, y'all. You know, you could call it a dream vision. Some people might call it out-of-body experience. I'm not even finna try to break down the technical term of this stuff. But I had this encounter with Jesus. And at the end of this encounter, and he always make an announcement, he said, I'm going to come visit you. He said, all I want you to do is write what you see. He said, that's all I want you to do. And he just giving me these instructions on what to do when he come. This encounter has not happened yet. It ain't happened yet. So the other encounters that where he announced himself has happened. But this is another encounter at the end of another vision. And in this vision, he's announcing he's going to visit me again. And he like, all I want you to do is write what you see. So in my mind, I'm thinking, is this supposed to be the book? Is this supposed to be the book right here? Because he said, all I want you to do is just write what you see. So, you know, now I think I'm just like trying it. So I had these vision dreams. I try to speak on everything I'm seeing. Okay, I see this. I see that. I spy a baseball bat. I spy the birds. I spy the what is it? The squirrels. Like I spy this. So I think I'm trying to prepare myself right now for whatever it is God got to show me, because he told me he want me to write. All he said is write what you see. And he left it at that. Like, he ain't never say nothing else. I'm like, huh? Like, the suspense, y'all. Just yeah. I was like, the suspense just like, but this is what he telling me. So he telling me that he want me to write what I see. So I don't know the dynamic. I don't even know what I'm supposed to be writing. I don't have no clue or nothing, because he ain't tell me nothing. That's all he said. I'm going to come visit you, and I want you to write what you see. And that's all he said at the end of this visit. And then the vision or whatever ended. This encounter has not happened yet. So now, and this just me. It could be my spirit, but this just me putting the pieces together. Like, my daddy supposed to wrote a book that did not manifest itself in this realm. and it was a book that's supposed to have been written by him before he died. So he died, and so then my daughter speaking to me, and she's speaking to me specifically about a book that my daddy was supposed to wrote. And she said, like, your daddy didn't write it, you gonna write it. And I'm like, dang, what kind of book this supposed to be? And then I see Jesus came to me in a visit. And in this visitation that I had with Jesus, he said, I just want you to write what you see. He said, that's it. Just write what you see. Look, Jesus trying to make it seem simple, don't he? I'm like, huh? He said, write what you see. This encounter ain't happened yet. So I'm thinking that in order for this encounter to happen, it would have to be an out-of-body experience for me to just be writing what I see. But in my mind, God gonna have me thinking that it's just a vision. I'm tickled, y'all. God do protect us now. So I'm gonna let y'all go. But when that Moses popped up and Joseph Z was speaking on this, and I gotta go look at this video because I was so excited. I was kind of tired, so I ain't have a chance just to look at it like I wanted to, y'all. You see me glancing over, it's just all the birds. Yeah, all the birds in the yard. It's like so many. It's so many birds that we just said we gonna start like maybe get some bird baths for them, because they like, we have an empty container, the container be full of birds, like doing their own bird baths and stuff in our yard. So my kids, they really do like, ooh, the birds. So they be trying to, like, I don't know if they got a bird feeder. Like they really do buy stuff for the birds, because we have so many birds out here in our yard. They don't be in no bad yard but ours. Okay, so y'all, so when Joseph Z brought up Moses, brought up how he traveled and how God allowed him to travel. It's something with the future too, but I didn't look that far into it, because like I said, I was kind of tired yesterday. But it started, the radar went off. I'm like, that's what it is, because I traveled all the way to my daddy. To when he was, before he was even born, at the beginning of time, I traveled and seen that. Yeah, so that's when the bell started ringing, because I was able to tell him that. And like, even with my mama, like, I told her some stuff. I told my mama some stuff, and I told you, when I tell you something, first thing you're gonna say is, that'll never happen. I'm like, okay, but this what I saw. So I tell her what I seen, and later on she called me, and she was just distressed. My mama was distressed because everything I told her was exactly what was going on. And she just was like, Shayna, everything you said, that's what it is right now. So my mama was like in total distress behind the prophecy that I had gave her. So that's why I said, you can attempt to try to prove me wrong, but ain't too much. Like, sometimes prayer and stuff could change the situation, but time catch up with what's going on, it's locked. It's nothing you can do. Like, if God released, I'm gonna say spirit of death. If God released the spirit of death, but time ain't caught up with it, and you ain't doing nothing to change your ways. You ain't doing nothing to improve yourself. You ain't doing nothing to get closer to God. Like, you ain't trying to clean up nothing going on with yourself. And then when time catch up with what you got going on, it's like it's locked. It's like, what you supposed to do now? Like what options you got at that point? Like, it's like you ain't got no options at that point. So you have to be, you really racing against time out here. That's what you're doing. You racing against time to get right, change yourself, do what you need to do, make God happy out here. You going up against time. Time, I'm gonna say, time could be your friend, but time could be your enemy too. Time neutral in this. It play both roles. Time can help you and time can hurt you out here. So I'm gonna let y'all go. Oh, the birdies. It's like 1,000,000 birdies. Okay, I'm finna let y'all go. Y'all enjoy y'all day. But I'm gonna keep y'all updated. God been coming to me about a lot of stuff. This is a very spiritually, like, sensitive time right now, because he's dealing with Jesus' death, his birth. So this time is just extremely sensitive. And I actually got a headache. Like, I've been seeing so much stuff. I actually, like, right now got a headache from everything going on. And I'm trying to start my day early, because it seems like we don't have enough time in the day to do what we need to do. So I'm trying to do my garden bed. And I'm trying to just get my garden bed together. So I'm out early trying to do that, y'all. I'm like, well, let me wake up kind of early so I can get start up my garden. Because my mama, she cut up. My mama in her garden, I showed y'all her video. Her yard look good. All kind of people stops in my mama yard. My mama yard is one of them yards that be like in a magazine that's on display. Especially when the flowers bloom. Like, it look good now, and spring just started. But when them flowers start blooming and coming together and all these different colors everywhere, like, her yard be like, woo. But she cut up. Like, I'm like, huh? She got me inspired now. Like, my mama, she she did that. Look, you know how I say I do stuff over the top. When it comes to my mama in her garden, she over the top. I don't know who she probably competing with though. But her yard is over the top. I'm like, who you in competition with out here? Cause they ain't on your level. None of them on your level out here. Like, my mama set the bar so high. So I got my little garden going. So I'm finna just go and finish this up, y'all. Y'all enjoy y'all day. Yeah, I got to get out in the yard today and just kind of just get out in the yard. So that's what I plan on doing today. And my kids, they want me to just hang out with them for a little bit. So I'm hanging out with them for a little bit. But I'm trying to do some yard work and do some housework too. And I'll just talk to y'all later. Y'all enjoy y'all day. And I'm gonna say it again. Do not take God for granted. Do not take life for granted. Do not take God for granted. Do not take life for granted. Make God happy. Make God happy out here. Do something to make God happy and proud of you out here. I'm going to say it again. Your life, you was a sacrifice to be here. You is a sacrifice to be here. You still a sacrifice to be here. You still a let me stop, y'all. You a sacrifice to be here, y'all. So just keep that in mind. Just know that the price, like the price of God sending his son in the flesh for you, on behalf of you, is priceless. Like, the value of you is so high. The value of you is so high. And you might not know your value because of just everything we deal with on this earth. You just don't know how valuable you really are. But if God himself didn't sacrifice his son on behalf of you, just know it's something serious out here. Just know that. So, y'all, I'm going to let y'all go. Y'all enjoy y'all day.